Hi everyone, thanks for tuning in to episode 14, part 2, Storm of the Dogman. So you've already encountered part 1, I hope you enjoyed it, so let's jump right back into part 2. I grabbed the phone and called the police. I told them there was a giant wolf on the porch. We needed help. They said to stay inside, keep everything locked, and we should be fine, that it was too dangerous to send animal control out along with any non-emergency calls. I went back to the living room. Nobody's coming. It was still there. What does it want? Why is it still here? We could hear it growling, see its breath as if it was smoking. I don't understand what is going on. What is this? Where did it come from? And why is it at our house? I can't sleep with this thing right here. I wonder if it was watching me sleep when I was in front of the fireplace the entire time. I mean, the whole time we were sitting on the couch in the dark. Apparently it was watching us because it was there when I turned the light on. We kept the porch light on so we could keep an eye on it, which wasn't hard. It was huge, and obviously it wasn't going nowhere. As I stood there, I began to examine it. Shoulders, arms, muscles, long fingers, hands, not exactly human hands, but not exactly raccoon hands. Sorta in between. A nose like a German shepherd, big triangle ears, and eyes like a cat when the light hits them, like a greenish yellow gold color. It had a tiny waist. It looked furry, but I'm not 100% sure because there was light on it, but there was darkness all around it too. It started to move. It started moving towards the steps, little by little. The steps were in front of the door, and then there was the 12 by 8 porch with the big window, which is where it had been for the past 2 hours that we've seen it. I didn't see it no more, so we were glad it went down the steps. Shh! What the heck, man? The doorknob starts jiggling. What? Oh my God, it's trying to come in. My dad runs in front of the door, tells me, go get a chair. I run to the kitchen as fast as I can. I grab a chair, knocking everything down. I drag it back over there, give it to my dad. He puts it up under the doorknob, jams it up under there. The door was locked, but this was just in case. Our back door was nothing but glass all the way down. I stood there staring at it. Oh my God, what if, oh my God, Dad, what if it comes in? Look, what if it goes to the back door? He looked for a moment. Get your mom, go to your room, hide in your closet, and do not come out no matter what. Daddy, no. Go. We went up, as my dad said. Toby was in my room under my bed. He was shaking. We pushed my big dresser in front of the door and got covers and hid in my closet. There was silence. We couldn't hear anything. Just howling. It went on for at least an hour. I couldn't help but think to myself, we are being held captive in our own home. We heard running up the stairs into my parents' room, and then we heard my dad's voice, "Girls, let me in!" I got up and I moved the dresser. Oh, my dad come in. He looked nervous. Good idea, let's put it back. He pushed the dresser back up against the door. It was a huge dresser, so it wasn't going to be easily moved. Is it in here? No, it's out in the yard. I locked everything downstairs. I put something in front of the door and in front of the back door, so I don't think it'll be coming in. Now, y'all go to sleep. I'll take watch. I've got my guns. Y'all lay down. I've got this. My dad had some big guns, so I wasn't really scared since he had his big old guns out. I laid there thinking. I must have dozed off because I woke up and it was morning. My door was open and Mom and Dad were gone. Toby was in the bed with me too. I ran downstairs and Dad was outside with the sheriff and a few others, looking at tracks or whatever. Mom was in the kitchen drinking vodka already in the morning time. She was hitting that bottle pretty early. Is it gone? I asked her. For now, I reckon. What? Has it been here before? No, but I'm sure it won't forget it didn't win. She was scared bad. I was scared in the moment, but not now. I was more fascinated. I wanted to track it. I went outside to my dad. Y'all get it? Nope, it's headed towards Virginia if it ain't already there. The tracks were a mess. We got 4.5 feet of snow last night, so they were unnoticeable. I tell you, that's one night I don't ever want to relive, and it's one night I won't forget. That was the longest night of my life, literally. My mama moved to the city. She didn't do well with it at all, and now my dad waits for the day it returns. He said it took everything from him. And my mom, she was his world. So he's going to wait until it returns. And he's going to kill it, or he's going to die trying. He said my mom was his world, and he lost her that night. Not by death, but fear. Sometimes fear is so strong it consumes you. And when that happens, you're not you. You're never you again. And you probably never will be again. She sits in her room all day, windows covered, in an apartment, never goes outside, never sees sunlight, daylight, never goes outside at night. And when night comes, she locks herself in a giant walk-in closet. So these things don't have to touch you to kill you. All they have to do is just look at you, and they can steal your soul, literally. Well, that was an amazing encounter. I mean, that must have been the worst feeling in the world, to be alone with no help from anyone in the world. No one coming, no one not even know what's going on. Had the story had ended with death, we wouldn't even know. We would have been told a bobcat or something done it. It's crazy to imagine the fear of that encounter. The poor mom, she basically resulted to being an alcoholic. The child was more fascinated, and it just ripped their lives apart. And I'm so angry that has happened to them because of this encounter. And I apologize severely that this has tore your life apart. And I know it really didn't affect you directly, but it's messed up everything around you, which I'm so sorry that happened to you. You know, it's just amazing that these things don't even have to touch you, and they can still ruin your life. And it's crazy. So I want to tell you, thank you for sending this story in, and it was great. And I'm very sorry that this happened. And I hope your dad and your mom get back to where they need to be in their life. Well, guys, I think it's amazing how close this encounter was to my location. I wonder if it was the same Dogman. It happened in the same year. I just wonder if it was a pack of dogmen in the area or if it was just one dogman roaming the area. Because if you think about it, from the area she's talking about, if you drove on the road, which, basically you could walk straight through the woods, which would take you maybe 8 miles straight, but on the roads, it was like a 15-mile round the block trip. I really just wonder if it was the same Dogman. It's just crazy. And she calls it, the lady that sent this in, she refuses to call it a Dogman. She calls it a werewolf, which is fine. We go with what we know. We always have. I just wish my grandpa was here today so I could show him the picture that she sent in from the movie Bad Moon. She said that resembled the face that it had, that was the closest picture she could remember that it looked like. And I just wish I could show it to him to see what he says. Because, not all dogmen look the same. So if he said, yeah, that's exactly what it looked like, then there's a good possibility that it could have been that one. It's just crazy. But obviously he's not. So I'll just have to continue to guess whether or not it was the same one, which it would be amazing if it was, but I really hope it was the same one, because if not, then that would mean there's a pack in the area, and God help Stokes County if there's a pack of dogmen. They're in for a treat if there is, and there would be no way I would go back to Stokes County. It is nothing but hiding places for dogmen. Well, guys, you heard on episode 1 what's going to be going on next week. So I hope you guys enjoyed tonight's show. I know there's a couple of mix-ups on this part 2 version, which I apologize for. My electronics have gone crazy. But I hope you all have a great night. And thank you for tuning in to Dogman Stories. Also, if you'd like to support Dogman, please go on the YouTube channel and hit the support button. And you may choose any amount. Any amount is great. As always, thank you and good night.